Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Alternative Views for Paint Roller. This is Beefy Pasta, and today we are reading Jane the Killer, The Real Story. Uh, Alright, I'm going to start this. I'm reading this on the Jeff the Killer wiki, so it was either that or Wattpad, so yeah. Listen, the only reason I'm going out of my way to tell any of you this is because the story Jane the Killer is starting to piss me off. Yeah, I'm already pissed off. My real name is Jane Arkansas. Pronounced. It's spelled weird. It isn't like the place. It's like spelled totally differently. Uh, AKA Jeff Jane the Killer. Oops, sorry, I almost mentioned the story you're ripping off. And this is how I met Jeff. I'm not surprised. The reason I look the way I do and why I want to kill him. I've heard that the person who wrote this was like a neo-Nazi on DeviantArt. So yeah, that always makes a creepypasta better. I'm probably going to make a lot of Hitler jokes in this video. So yeah. When I heard that a new family had moved in across the street, I wasn't that surprised. It was a nice neighborhood in Poland, that's why I decided to invade it. And the house was relatively cheap. I don't sound like a German. The house was relatively cheap considering where it was. I guess I was about 13-14 when everything went to hell. New paragraph. I never really talked to Jeff when he moved in. To be frank, no comma, I've never talked to him at all until that night. But it's too soon to talk about that now. My first impression of Jeff was that he was a good kid. Probably got nice grades, rarely got into fights. Maybe even a cool guy if he opened up to someone. His brother, Leo, seemed like he put family first by the way he sat with his brother on the sidewalk. Oh, geez, you're like a crack ace detective. Just. You see that guy sitting on the sidewalk? Murderer. Boom. Right there. Arrest him, police. You crazy bitch. You don't have any proof? Yeah, you're gonna have to come with us. Oh, no, please, no. Okay. Of course, I was just guessing at the time and really didn't put much thought into my analysis because I was getting ready for school when I looked out the window and I was running late, comma, which was unusual for me at the time in my life because I was hardly ever late for anything, period, especially school. Oh, because you're so perfect. I wasn't surprised when I saw Randy and his stooges go up to Jeff and Leo on that stupid skateboard of his. Okay. Okay. Were they all riding on one skateboard? Just that thought makes me laugh. It's just like the fat guys at the very back, and he's so fat and he weighs so much. It's like the front wheels are up in the air and the back's skidding against the ground. You're slowing us down, Troy. Okay. Randy was nothing but a bully. He always picked on anyone who was smaller than him. He was even the new paragraph. He was even the reason why my parents drove me to school instead of letting me take.
Instead of letting me take the bus. You know what? I'm gonna read Chain's dialogue in like an over the top, over exaggerated Ugandan accent. Like everyone else. Everyone had their lunch money or some kind of cash given to Randy and his goons because of some toll that he demanded from everyone. We all knew Randy's group had knives and threatened to use them on us. We ever told anyone about the money they took from other kids on the block. That was a terrible burp. I don't even know if the camera picked up that, or not camera. Sorry, the voiceover thing. I don't even know anymore. Everyone except the new kids were to intimidate like intimidate like the rest of us. Trying to intimidate. Okay. When I saw Randy talking to them through the window, I just looked away. It was wussy thing to do, but that sounds like a Russian thing. It was wussy thing to do. It was wussy thing to do, but period. I had better things to do than watch another kid hand over his money to Randy. But curiosity got a better. That's the attitude you have when you see someone getting mugged. Like I don't give a shit. It's their money. I don't care. But curiosity got the better of me, and I looked up a few seconds later. What I saw left me speechless. Jeff was standing now, and it looked like Randy already had what he wanted. Just sit down, I thought. No, just sit down, I thought. Don't be stupid. Then I saw Jeff punch Randy in the face, then break his wrist. It's like a Mortal Kombat move. It's like you punch him in his face so hard, his like neck goes back, and that causes his wrist to snap. Oh my god, I whispered. Then I yelled, "You idiot!" I don't know. It's like the Ugandan accent's turning into the Asian voice. You idiot! Okay. My parents ran down the stairs and asked what happened. Then they looked outside and saw what was going on. Jeff had already cut the skinny guy. I think his name was Keith, and he went down screaming. Okay. I already see some copy and paste stuff from the original story. Cleo the Killer did that. They actually like copied and pasted the text from the original story, which just never do that. Troy only went down with a single point. Troy only went down with single point. Since my house was across the street from where Jeff and his brother were sitting, with the front of the house having big windows, we saw the whole thing. Your house, you mean? Or at least I did. My parents came after the part where Randy stole. It's a movie where Randy stole their wallet, so they didn't know the whole truth. This grammar is killing me. This grammar is giving me cancer. It was disturbing watching Death fight. He was enjoying himself too much. Oh yeah, you saw that white pasty leathery boner again, didn't you, Jane? And that's what causes you to freaking, die falling down the stairs, because every story's canon and freaking Jeff the Killer. It's like Aliens versus Predator and Prometheus. They don't make sense mixed together. I'm sorry, I can't speak English at the moment. They don't make sense mixed together, and they never will. It was disturbing. I felt a knock in my stomach like something happened that shouldn't be. And from the look on Lee Hall's face, Jeff didn't do this kind of thing often. Yes, because I'm a crack-ace detective. And I'm also a crack head. Next thing I know, I hear oh yay, every freaking creepypasta needs a tense swap in the middle of a paragraph. Next thing I know, I hear sirens and the new kids bolted out of there. Even better, a tense swap in the middle of a sentence. The cops came around with the bus driver to check on the quote-unquote victims. It seemed they were going to be alright. New paragraph, considering the amount of crap kicked out of them. New paragraph. Since my parents' policy was no cops, ever since my dad got framed by a narc cop when he wanted to draw attention of himself when police were investigating the case of the missing coke. What the fuck? Is it Coca-Cola or cocaine? Because it ended with my dad quitting the force. You mean your dad getting arrested for stealing cocaine? Turns out you're Mexican. Sorry, that was a little racist. No, actually, considering the idiot who wrote this shit, I'd call my jokes perfectly acceptable. Okay. I'm skipping a couple paragraphs because it's just rants about Jeff. There's my dog barking. I don't know if you hear it. I can still see the colors of my artwork if I think hard enough, but when I try to look at anything now, it all seems gray. I guess that's the price someone pays for losing their innocence. What the hell are you talking about? You know what? I don't need to expect this because idiocy and lunatics write all these. The idiots and lunatics always write these stories. I mean, look at Mein Kampf. Oh wait, it was written by the same person because you're a freaking Nazi. Hell, I feel like I've just been in Auschwitz when I'm reading this shit. And I know I just said a tense swap in the middle of a sentence, but I don't even care anymore. I'm going insane! You know what? I'm skipping this. The next day seemed to pass without incident. The next day seemed to be passing without incident at first, but then I saw the police car in front of Jeff's house. Looks like they got you, I thought. He didn't do anything! And also, I just love how like stupidly, how smug this twat is throughout the whole story, because she's like, oh yeah, I'm totally guaranteed that. No, I'm sorry, I'll do the accent. I am totally guaranteed that Jeff get arrested by cops. Okay. Nobody could have gotten away with something like that, with the neighborhood watch and everything. This is just like JC the Hyenas writing. How you put everything in parentheses. It's stupid. But I'd rather read Sonic.exe round 2. Honestly, I'd rather read that. It's just... God. I don't want to read this crap. I really don't. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on. Where was I? The police came out with Lou, his brother. I was barely forming the plot of Jeff framing his brother for the assault when he came out of the house yelling at Lou. Lou, tell them I did it! I was able to hear them this time because the front door was open to my house. I love how this author has to explain everything throughout the story. It's like, it's like all the details. How could you hear him, huh? Was your door open? Yes, it was. Who would leave their damn front door open? Especially if a serial killer lives next door to you. It's just like Jeff walks in. Hey, I'd like me a mac and cheese. Hey, who the hell are you? I'm Jeff. I'm just gonna take a break. I'll be right back. I couldn't hear what Lou said in reply to Jeff's outburst, but it was definitely not what Jeff wanted to hear. A few seconds later, the police drove off with Lou, and Jeff was left outside with his mother. A few minutes later, she went inside the house and left Jeff outside. Although I couldn't hear him from across the street, I can tell that he was crying. But who wouldn't be in that situation? So now you're siding with him? You're like, you're switching sides. You're like, you're going from, oh, Jeff, I want him to go to jail for literally doing nothing, to, oh, poor Jeff, he's crying so much. This is just like the freaking, the fans, the fangirls. The next day, rumors were spreading like wildfire about Lou. It took so long for the rumors to get started because everyone was afraid to talk about Randy getting his ass handed to him. When it was revealed that he wouldn't be coming back to school for a few days, everyone decided to take advantage of that fact and enjoy it as much as possible. And lots of random bullshit started popping up.
I heard Luke cut off Keith's arm.
Oh, yeah? Well, I heard that Lou hit Troy so hard in the stomach that he ralphed up blood.
That's nothing. I heard that he punched Randy so hard in the nose that it came out the back of his head. Super Craig is gay.
And etc., etc., etc. It's spelled ETC, which I hate. I'm not even gonna complain about it. Personally, I didn't want anything to do with Jeff or his brother, but ... He just looked so alone and upset that I had to do something. Weren't you super selfish earlier? Like, what about when he was getting robbed? You just sat there and like,
look at this loser. Oh, he's getting robbed.
This story sucks ass. So I wrote him a note telling him that he had a friend in his place and that I was going to testify at Lou's trial about what really happened. Okay. Can I tell you something, author? Lou is a minor. Everyone in that was a minor. I know there was knives, or there were knives, but there's not going to be a trial for that. It just doesn't happen. The biggest thing that would be happening is Lou going on Dr. Phil. I'm just visualizing that. Oh my god. Okay. About what really happened. I left the note at his desk signed with the letter J before class started, then left the room. Sorry, I can't speak English today. When I came back, Jeff was at his desk and the note was gone. Saturday rolled around. I'm sorry, I'm disgusting. Saturday rolled around and I was home alone while my parents were at work. The kid next door was having a birthday party. At the time, I left my window open because I wanted a nice breeze in my room while I did my homework. Who does their homework in the morning? No, I don't know. It doesn't even clarify this morning. It's just, I don't care. But the kids were getting so loud that actually in the original Jeff the Killer story, they had the party in the morning. I just realized now what kind of kid has a birthday party in the morning? Like, when I was a kid, I'd usually have parties at, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe later than that. At the time, I left my window open because I've already read that. But the kids were getting so loud that I decided to close my window. Nice details there. You open your window, then you close your window. I was about to close it when I saw it. That's strange. Did the window open on its own? Or are you just bad at writing? I think both. I saw Jeff playing with the kids. He was running around wearing one of those fake cowboy hats and carrying a toy gun. He looked so ridiculous that they had to laugh. Maybe he isn't the monster I think he is, I thought. Or, maybe he isn't monster I think is, I thought, ashamed of myself for suspecting he could have been one. As I was closing the window, I saw... What's with the window? I saw Randy, Keith, and Troy jump over the fence on their skateboards to where Jeff was. Not again, I said to open the window. Oh, sorry, not gun. I said to the open window. So she said it to the window. I read it wrong like 3 times. I said to the open window. I saw Randy and Jeff exchange small talk, but I couldn't hear what they said over the sound of the kids yelling and screaming. Then Randy rushed at Jeff and tackled him. I was about to grab the phone and dial 911 when I heard Troy and Keith shout, "No one interrupts or guts will fly." I love doing that lisp. I looked out the window again and saw that they both had matching guns, and I don't even care anymore, in their hands. I couldn't have called for help then without endangering the lives of others. Really? I couldn't have called 911 anyway. The batteries in my phone was dead. Best grammar ever. Jeff was on his side getting kicked by... Yes, I read Jeff the Killer. I don't need to reread it. "Randy, you asshat." "Randy, you asshat," I screamed at him, but no one can hear me over the sounds of the kids screaming. Asshat is not the proper insult for someone who's going to kill someone. I'd grab my own gun and shoot the hell out of Randy. That's what I'd do, because Detroit, that. I couldn't wait anymore, so I ran to my parents' bedroom. Apparently she has one parent now, and searched for my dad's cell phone, hoping that he forgot it at home. My heart was pounding in my chest, knowing that the longer it took for me to get help, the higher the chance of someone getting killed was. I finally found the phone underneath the bed. I wasted no time punching in the numbers.
911, hello?
"I need help. There's emergency going on next door. Some guys jumped fence and they are beating up someone. They've got guns. Need to hurry, please."
Okay, miss, I need you to tell me the address and I'll send you help right away. I quickly told her my address and the address of the house next door. "Please hurry," I said. It's okay, just stay on the line. Bang, bang, bang.
I heard loud gunshots going on next door, coming from next door. I yelped, because she's a dog now, and dropped the phone. It landed on the ground and broke. Lucky. Whenever I drop my phone, it always lands in the air. What if her phone landed in the air and she finds out that, there's a silhouette holding it? It was the Predator! That's how I want my story to end. But nope, that didn't happen. Then I ran to my bedroom window I don't care. I saw fire spew out of the house like an angry dragon. Okay. So, that was never established in the original. What if it was freaking Goliath from Evolve, just breathing fire everywhere? It was just rampaging throughout the house trying to find the power relay. I ran downstairs immediately and got the portable fire extinguisher. Yeah, the ones freaking... the ones super glued to the wall. From the kitchen and ran outside. As I was running, I popped the pin, popped the boner for the fire extinguisher for immediate use. Luckily, the door was unlocked as I barged in, but when I saw Jeff, I completely froze. Blah, 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 blah. He was burning to death, blah, blah. I screamed. At the sight of this, I screamed and then I passed out. Last thing I remember is that... Remembered, idiot. Is that some of the adults running towards me. Last thing I remember is some of the adults running towards me. Whether it was to help me or get the fire extinguisher, I don't know.
When
When I came to, I was in hospital bed wearing one of those gowns that a patient wears.
descriptive, a nurse came in with a few moments later. She had long brown hair and a bun hidden under her hat. She didn't look like she wanted to be there. I asked her what happened. All I know is that you were brought in with a few other kids because you fell and hit your head on a fire extinguisher, she said, annoyed.
Fire extinguisher!
I reached out my hand and touched my head. I felt bandages and a large bump the size of an orange. The size of a orange. I was watching a anime. Alright, that's a tumor. You should be dead. Then I remembered Jeff.
One of the guys that came in here with me. The one with the burns. Is he going to be alright?
She sighed. Listen, there was 2 boys that were brought in with you that had burns, and now I'm not going to let you see him just because he's your boyfriend. I want to get this done. Sorry if I skip a bunch of stuff. Really don't care. I felt the heat rise in my face.
He isn't my boyfriend. I'm just worried about him.
That's the wrong type of apostrophe. That's like an accent you'd put over a vowel if you're speaking Spanish or something.
Wouldn't you be worried about someone who you just saw burning alive in front of you?
I tried to keep my voice steady, but my voice quivered enough to make it sound like I was lying. No one cares. Whatever, your parents are here, by the way. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Skipping a bunch of paragraphs. Look, there's like 1-sentence paragraphs. This is not how people write stories. I looked in the doorway and saw a man and a woman standing in there. My parents followed my gaze and saw them too. Excuse me, but is this Jane Arkanshaw's room? The woman asked. That doesn't sound like a woman. Yes, my mother answered. Who are you? I'm Margaret. Oh no. And this is Peter, my husband. I know who they are. They're Jeff's parents. I'm Margaret, and this is Peter, my husband. She gestured to the man beside her. We're Jeff's parents. I sat up in my bed. A 6-word paragraph. I'm Isabel, and this is my husband, Greg, and my daughter, Jane. I cannot do that voice. So you're the girl who ran in the house with the fire extinguisher?
Yes,
I replied quietly, embarrassed.
Is son alright?
I tried to limit her vocabulary to like just some words, because obviously the accent, I have to make the video much more racist.
Don't unsubscribe.
Okay. It's Filthy Frank. Okay. Okay. I think I skipped some paragraphs. Yeah. I don't even remember. I don't care. They said Arkansas again. I'm Isabel.
And this is my husband, Greg. And our daughter, Jane.
Mom gestured to me. So you're the girl who ran in with the fire extinguisher? Margaret said. I'm just imagining her with like a really tiny pair of glasses and really bad teeth. She's like bending over towards Jane, and she's like, so you're the girl who ran in with the fire extinguisher?
Yes,
I replied quietly, embarrassed.
Is son alright?
I already read this part. He just came out of surgery a few hours ago. The doctor said he'll be fine. I relaxed at that thought.
That's good,
I said.
Listen, I know happened to Jeff Lou on the first day of school.
Then I told Jeff's parents what really happened to Randy and his crew. Then isn't capitalized. Proofread your shit. Learn to write. We had no idea. I'm just gonna do a Danny Dyer voice. We had no idea. That's not Danny Dyer. We had no idea that Jeff was capable of something like this, Peter said.
I am willing to testify Lou didn't beat up anyone. That Jeff only beat Randy and gag in self-defense.
No need, said Margaret. I'm turning British myself. I should join the bad creepypasta crew. Sorry, that's a really bad joke. Lewis being released from jail after what happened to those boys.
That's good, I said.
We just came to say to thank you for helping our son, Jane. It warms my heart to see selfless people in your generation. No one talks like that.
I blushed. I did anything anyone would done in situation, I said. I looked down. I'm not hero.
No one called you a hero, Jane. Nonsense, Margaret said. The least we can do is invite you over to our place for dinner when Jeff gets out of the hospital. I looked at Mom and Dad. It would be an honor. I am losing every voice I do. It's settled then. We call you as soon as Jeff gets out of the hospital. We, lowercase, said our goodbyes and then left. About 2 days passed and I was allowed to be released from the hospital. During that time I had no contact with Jeff or his family. Wait a second, I just figured out something. How would Jeff's parents know who Jane is? She had no interactions with Jeff whatsoever, except for the fire extinguisher thing. That's stupid. It's just it's dumb. Lou was being released from jail and Jeff's wounds were healing. When I got back to school, I became the center of attention. These paragraphs are so short that when it goes to the school again, it just feels like it's been an abrupt cut to the school. It's weird. I became the center of attention, more or less because I was the only one who saw what happened at the party. But the only people I told about what happened were my friends. Danny with an I, Marcy, and Erica. I don't give a crap about your freaking friends. They're only going to appear once in this scene. Just like in every bad creepypasta story, this is useless. I didn't know what to tell them, so I just told them what I saw. Sounds like Jeff got his ass handed to him, said Jeff. She had raven black hair with sapphire blue eyes. I don't even care. She was usually the most level-headed of us. I don't care. Well, at least he went down fighting. I heard he took the rest of those idiots to the hospital with him. Erica snickered. She always dressed like she was from the 80s or something. I don't care. Irrelevant information. Long thigh-high rainbow-colored socks with the hair to match. So she's Little Pump. And always wearing some kind of backpack on her. Yes, of course she is. This is a school, you idiot. He also took Jane to the hospital with him. Maybe she was trying to beat him up too. Marcy laughed. She seemed to be the girly girl of our little group. She was blonde with brown eyes, and nearly every time we saw her, she had some sort of pink on her. Yes, just like any girl in her early teens would probably wear a pink shirt or something, I don't know. Whether it was the color of the shirt or the jewelry around her neck, and she was one of the biggest drama queens I knew, always stretching out the truth or blowing something out of proportion. Is this like, I feel like something pedophilic is about to happen. Like, first of all, the person who wrote this was a Nazi. I wouldn't be surprised if they were a fan of necromantic. At least they aren't a fan of pedo freaking shit. I don't even know. Pedomantic. I don't even know if that's a thing. Hopefully it isn't. Sounds like Jeff got his ass handed to him. said Danny. I'm freaking reading the same shit. I told you.
I told you I went over there to try help Jeff because something wrong, I muttered.
I was the plain Jane. Brown hair, green eyes, completely unremarkable looks-wise. This is so shitty. This... Why did you, like, describe your parents? You just let them off without it. Like, you gotta leave some shit to the imagination. It's not like you're describing movie characters. This would not become a movie. Ever. Or maybe you, in bold, just wanted to see your loved one last time before he left to go get help for himself, Marcy said in a dramatic voice. I just looked at her eyes with the size of my dinner plates.
No, Nani? I mean, what?
You can't deny it, Zane, Arkansas. You have a crush on Jeff.
Make it stop. It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Where are your parents? I'm calling Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Hopefully this shit is over soon. I feel like it wouldn't be. Every blood cell in my body decided to migrate to my face at once when she said that.
What? No. I just wanted to help him, that's all.
Liar! I saw you leave that note you left on his desk. What was it? A confession of your love for him?
No, it was nothing like that all. I just...
So you admit you left him a note then?
What you mean?
I was guessing. She gave me a cynical little smile and just waited for my response. The other girls started laughing at me. Jane, it's only a joke. I was just kidding. Marcy smiles. Your face is better than tomato. Erica cackled.
I hate all of you, I grumbled.
Oh, stop being so serious. Danny put a hand on my shoulder. Come on, let's get to class. The weeks went by. Everything seemed to be normal. I think Lou even made a few friends. Everything was normal, and nothing happened. Then Lou came up to me one day and told me about Jeff. Yes! Yes, finally I get to do the voice again.
Excuse me!
It feels so satisfying.
Your name is Jen, right?
I turned around and looked. It was Leo.
Yes, you Leo, right? Jeff's brother.
Yeah! He looked a little uncomfortable. Then again, so was I. Why?
Look, my parents wanted me to tell you. Jeff is getting his bandages removed in a few days, so expect a phone call inviting you to dinner soon.
Okay, well, thank you, I said. Thank-you. He was about to turn away when I said, Hey, listen. What you did for Jeff, that was really respectable. Shouldn't that be Lou's dialogue? I don't even... What did Lou do for Jeff? Oh, he got arrested for him. Oh, I'm just really stupid. Sorry. It's been like, who knows? It's just... it's just... Like, it's been like... really confusing. This whole story is just so confusing.
Thanks. I heard you tried to help my brother with a fire extinguisher. That was cool. You should be my rifle son, Buddy Pibble. Yeah, where? I'm getting the voices mixed up. Yeah, well, thanks. See you around, I guess. Yeah, see ya. I was watching him walk away, and I heard a little voice beside me saying,
Shit, I got your boyfriend, are you?
"The fuck?" I turned around, surprised. It was Marcy, in italics for some weird reason.
And with his own brother, nonetheless.
She fake gasped. What a bitch of a friend. I'd slap her. Shut up, I yelled. Then I turned my head to make sure Lou didn't hear me. He didn't. Let's just get to class, I grumbled. 2 days passed until my phone rang. It took 2 days. I made a joke about that in the Jeff the Killer story. It took him a day to walk down the stairs. My mom answered it. A few minutes later, she got off and told me this. Thank God I don't have to do her voice. Oh, wait, never mind.
Jeff is getting out of the hospital today,
Jane. I looked up at her and said, That's great.
It looks like we'll be having free dinner in a few days.
Glasses? I sound like the freaking cat from the Brandon Rogers videos. A few hours passed and I heard a car pull into a driveway across the street. I looked out the window and saw Jeff's car in front of its house. Yes, because a 13-year-old boy is old enough to drive. And he doesn't have a gender. Therefore, let's call him it. So let's be offensive as possible. Either that or it's just Losers Club writing this story. Jeff's home, I thought. I decided to watch out of curiosity. To see what he would look like. Dear God, God is in lowercase. How wrong I was. What? You didn't assume anything. You what? Did you expect him to be like so? Did you expect him to be Venom when he got out of the car? I didn't know what to do as an example. I just saw a Venom advertisement, so I just used that. His dad got out, then his mom, then Leo. Oh, I freaking scrolled down my thing. Where was I? His dad got out, and then his mom, then Lou. What I expected Jeff to look like couldn't be farther from what I saw. He had long black hair down to his shoulders, white leathery skin, and that smile. ... That smile was the same smile I saw when he was in class after he beat up Randy, Keith, and Troy. The thing is, what really, really annoys me is that that's not what happens when you get burned. But it's so annoying. It's like, it's stupid. It's just stupid. But Jeff looked right at me, into my eyes. I could feel those soulless, sadistic eyes burn right into my soul. That is not a well-structured sentence at all. I still shake that from that memory even now as I type this. He seemed to be looking at me for hours with that smile until he looked away. I saw him walk into the house with his parents. I didn't even breathe. I'm not surprised. I'm actually surprised the person who wrote this didn't actually say I didn't even breath or something like that. So yeah. I didn't even breathe until that door finally closed behind them. My parents came into the living room and asked me what was wrong. My only reply was a long, loud scream, and then I fainted. Jesus Christ, she fainted like what, twice in the story? I can only imagine what her scream sounded like. Oh. Okay. When I finally woke up, it was dark outside. My parents weren't in their bedroom. The house was deathly quiet. I got up and went downstairs. I was wearing a long nightgown that I wasn't wearing before I fainted. I went downstairs to the kitchen. The lights were on, which was unusual. My parents always told me to turn the lights off in a room when I left it. There was a note on the table. I picked it up. That's a 4-word paragraph. I picked it up. Scrawled on the paper was this, in italics. I know, I know what voice to do. Aren't you coming to dinner? Your friends are here too. I began to shake violently. Why are her friends there? This is so stupid. I began to shake violently. I dropped the paper. I went to the living room and looked out. The lights were on in Jeff's house. I knew that I had to go there, but I was terrified out of my mind. Why? I shook my head and looked back again. I saw Jeff leaning... Oh, because Jeff broke into your house and left you a note. Is that why you're scared? I wonder who undressed her. I saw Jeff leaning at the window in his house, staring at me with a knife in his hand. Like, come on, Jeff's 13 years old. If he had the chance, he'd... Okay. And tapping it against the window. Tap, tap, tap. He was still smiling. Tap, tap, tap. I'm sorry, I'm running out of gameplay. I started stepping back from the window, never taking my eyes off him. How much of this shit is left? That's a lot. Oh, God. Then I turned away and ran from the window into the kitchen. I blah, 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 blah. Smear of red on my window. Yada, yada. I tried to dial 911, but the line was disconnected. Whoa! Jeff could kill or hurt whoever he have captive. Just that sentence. So there was only one choice, to fight Jeff alone. I clutched the knife tighter. Where'd you get a knife from? I don't even know. I just skipped a bunch of stuff, so went to the front door, put on my shoes, and went outside. My hand lingered on the doorknob as I stepped outside, but I knew what I had to do. I'm sorry, it's the lady in the basement again. I grabbed the doorknob and I tugged on its massive bear cock. Alright. Marched across the street to Jeff's house. As I got closer to the door of the I manned up and grabbed the doorknob, squeezed my eyes shut and jerked it open. ASMR, beefy pasta, frickin'. The last person you'd expect to do ASMR is frickin' beefy pasta. I stood there in the doorway with a knife in my right hand, and doorknob in my left, because she ripped off the doorknob. Too terrified to open my eyes. Then I heard a voice say, "Looks like you made it! I'm glad you did, friend. I opened my eyes, then screamed. His eyes were large and unblinking, and his smile was red. He had carved a smile into his face. Yes, I know what the original story was. I read it. His clothes were covered in blood, and I passed out. Okay. She fainted like, I don't even know how many times. And I had to relieve my asshole that same amount of times, because every time I would stop the video, the voiceover, I'd take a massive shit, which I don't think you want to know about that. I had a lot of, I don't know what I ate. I don't know what happened, but it's happened twice today now, and I'm scared, honestly. And I've also, sprained one of my, not sprained, I pulled a muscle in one of my legs, so it's really, really hard to go from the basement to the bathroom, because the bathroom's a floor above me, and, never mind, it's torture. So, I've clutched the knife, when I woke up, I was in the dining room table. My knife... Daniel, you wanted to finish the story, you piece of shit. Now it's time for you to go to camp.